Are we live?
Are we?
Do y'all see us? Let us know. I'm not seeing any comments coming through, so that's making me a little
nervous.
A little nervous.
I didn't change my banner from.
You can still change it, Michael. Let me just go. I want to make sure that we're being seen. I know that sometimes it takes a few minutes, but hello and welcome. Don't mind me. Mm-hmm. Did I have the time wrong?
Yeah, to be honest, you see, on I had my YouTube pulled up and it said starting in like 58 minutes or 59 minutes or something. So you might have had
is your computer on like some weird time?
It's, you know what? I bet it is. There's 17 people watching, so I at least know that people are seeing us now. And I see some people in the comments. Hey, Kitty Cat, Illinois is on Central Time, and I probably, when I scheduled it, probably scheduled it on Central Time since that's where I was at.
Nancy just said it says 9 o'clock. Yep.
So, that Central Time, y'all Central people need to get on the real time. No, I'm just kidding. On the actual time. Hey, Michelle. Oh. Hey, Randy girl. I'm sorry if there was any confusion on the time, but, I don't ever know where I am half the time. Hey, Tiger. New England Thrifter. Yeah, Nancy, I know. I hope everyone forgives me. Hey, Sarah Lee. Vintage Show and Tell. Randy girl. Daniel. My face just lights up, I think, sometimes when I say, people tell me that all the time. You're like, Daniel, I love Daniel. Like, I mention his name and then I'm like, I love him. Oh, Kim Z. Oh, gosh, Shadiah. Ooh, that's a pretty name.
Ooh.
Shadiah dances. Makes me want to dance, Shadiah. It's all dance.
Belinda. I see Belinda's here.
Belinda. Hey, Belinda. Oh, and there's my Emma girl.
Oh, there's a Facebook.
Oh, and Faith. Oh, Katina. That's my bestie, Katina. I get so excited when someone from Facebook is watching. So hello.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much and welcome. Happy Monday night. It is the Vintage Rescue Squad. I have to say that I'm very tired. I just got back from Illinois. I've been driving all day and I drove a little bit and then shopped and then drove a little bit. So I'm not myself. It's been a wonderful weekend, but I'm very tired. So, but I wanted to welcome. We have our girls, Fat Bird Finds, with us. We saw them over the weekend. So hello, girls. And then we have David and Allie from Toledo Antique in the house. And we were talking a little bit about the magical area of Toledo and all of the wonderful things that can be found there. And I'm really thinking that I need to go.
Oh yes, we can help you get a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Next road trips to Toledo, guys.
Undoubtedly on that.
Yeah.
Choose a sunny weekend so then we can go to the lake.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm all about that. Although the cicadas are getting ready to come out now. I don't know that I want to be outside much with the cicadas.
Why? They're going to come out at night.
No, they don't. They come out all day. They're swarming this year.
Are they?
Yes.
Ooh, every year.
My husband keeps finding wings. Like the birds are starting to pick them off a little bit.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go ahead and let David and Allie do a little bit of an introduction to themselves, and then we'll go down to Mary Beth and Laura. So David and Allie, introduce yourself to everybody and let people know where they can find you and kind of what your story is.
Well, I'm David.
And I'm Alessandra.
And we're with Toledo Antique. So on Instagram, we're Toledo Antique. And then on YouTube, we're also Toledo Antique. But we have a pretty cool antique store in Toledo and business, buying and selling antiques in the Toledo area. We run estate sales, and that's kind of one of our main gigs. But we have a store here, and one major thing that we're also working on is our storefront. We own a retail plaza, and so we're trying to give that plaza a makeover. Yes. So in addition to selling antiques, we're also painting and trying to make the plaza look better.
We own the plaza.
We do.
It
Well-
sounds so fancy to say.
You
The
know,
Plaza of Antiques.
well, our antique store is actually in a revitalization district in the Toledo area. So
Nice.
the plaza went into foreclosure, but rather than calling it a foreclosure, I'm calling it vintage now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Also, I just got today, I wanted to show the Bid Like You Mean It shirts from Toledo Antique. I got mine today. This is a phrase that we all know and love, and it's the truth. No matter what auction you're going to, whether that be online, whether it be in person, you got to bid like you mean it sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah.
You got yours before we got ours.
Exactly. And
Okay. Now this was a bonfire campaign. Is the campaign, is it over now?
no, keep going until people buy, until they say stop it. We don't want it.
Okay. Well, they'll have a link. Do you have a link on your YouTube channel for your shirts?
It's in our link tree on our
Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay, so I will make sure that I have a link to their Instagram page as well, so you guys can go on and get you a Bid Like You Mean It from Toledo Antique. And then while you're there, you need to follow them and subscribe to their YouTube channel. They're very close to 1,000 subscribers, guys.
Nice.
So let's try to get them there tonight. Wouldn't that be great?
Would
So
be
how
awesome.
many are you at right now, David?
We have 800. We hit 800 today.
Nice.
Well, I don't know if we can get you there tonight, but we sure are going to try.
Oh, yeah.
Tell your friends. They do have wonderful content. They do have live sales on both Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah.
So make sure that you check them out.
And before anybody asks, I'm from Brazil.
You know people are going to ask.
I know.
So when I find something like, when I see like a luster elephant, I will say, it's from Brazil. That's a fun word to say.
Thank you, Tacky as me, for subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
Yay, Daniel. All right, I'm going to switch over to our girls, Mary Beth and Laura, Fatbird Finds.
Hi. So yeah, I'm Mary Beth. And I'm Laura. And we're Fatbird Finds. And you can find us on Instagram, Fatbird Finds. You can find us on Facebook under Fatbird. And you can find us on YouTube, Fatbird Finds. And we also have a eBay store. So our thing is, Laura kind of grew up in the biz.
That's right. Yep. My grandmother started selling, she started selling used furniture in the 50s during the boom around here where people came in to build the uranium enrichment plant here in Paducah. And so that just escalated until she started getting nicer and nicer things. And so then she had an antique store in the 70s. And then my mom has had that ever since. So
That's right. And I'm just along for the ride. I'm learning as I go. So I've only been doing this about a year.
yeah, but my mom she likes furniture. She's never liked smalls. She doesn't like mid-century. So I've been trying to do something. I tried to start something that, you know, she has the opportunity to pick up all kinds of stuff like that I like that she can't sell. And so that's kind of where the idea came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Daniel said the best Friday night party on the internet is flipping and sipping.
Oh, that's right. You have to tell about that.
Thanks, Daniel. So yeah, we have a little Friday night show called Flippin' and Sippin'. We do it every Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, you should join us sometime.
Yes, and you can come to Layman's in Paducah, Kentucky. Sometimes you might see us there. We met people this weekend.
We did.
There. That's my mom's store, so she has a brick and mortar.
We met Karen Radford this past weekend.
We did.
Yeah. And Mama is amazing. She's the sweetest, and she really knows her stuff too. I'm gonna put us all back on here. She really knows her stuff.
She's the George of Paducah, Kentucky. She'll say that that's not true, but it is.
Yeah. Yeah, Layman's is a fun place full of beautiful, beautiful things. Very, very nice things. And yeah, oh, listen, tchotchkes are the best. Aren't they, Mark?
Oh, yeah.
Now, David and Allie, you guys, wait, before we get started, San Diego Pam said that she subscribed. She's originally from Toledo, and she'll for sure stop in next time she's there.
Yes, please.
Oh, that's cool.
So, David, you and Allie, we were kind of talking about this a little bit earlier. David, we kind of talked about how you kind of have a gut feeling sometimes for things. David, you want to talk about something that you found recently?
Yes. So we went to an antique mall near us. It says on the wall, it says it's the largest antique mall in Ohio, but it's called Jeffrey's Antique Mall in Findlay, Ohio. And I didn't really think I was going to find anything that I could resell and make money off of. But on the bottom shelf in this one booth, I started looking at this one item, and it was a Native American tomahawk. So the head of the tomahawk was made with brass, and then the bit of the axe was made with iron. And it was kind of like carved, but it was in a box. And in the box, it said there was paperwork from a museum in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And then there was 2 knives, and it said they were like fur trade knives. So this was all in one box. And that item was about, I think, like $280. And right next to it was a really cool necklace. And I had never seen this type of necklace before, but it was a necklace of kissing otters, and it was made out of brass. And then it had brass beads. Well, I just put them on eBay. Right away, the tomahawk sold for $1,000.
Yeah.
And I mean, I probably could have gotten $1,500, but I was like, you know what? I put it at auction, and it went. And it went to the gentleman who bought it. He owns a knife store. So he probably wanted it so he could make something similar. But the cool thing about the tomahawk was it wasn't only an axe, it was also a pipe. So this was a type of item that they would give to Native Americans back in the day as a gift. They'd say, oh, hey, look at this axe. It's also a pipe. And so then a Native American in Canada, it was kind of like Hudson Bay items. So you might trade that with a settler or someone who was up there in the fur trade. Well, then the necklace, though, the cool part about that was the world expert in what's called trade silver. One of the world experts purchased that off me, and he liked it.
See, that's awesome. But you said you paid $200.
Well, $280 for the tomahawk. Then I paid about $140 for the necklace. The necklace ended up going for $500, and the tomahawk went for $1,000. So we pretty much turned about $400 into, I think, like $1,400.
Well, we could talk about that for a little bit, because sometimes you do have to pay up for things, and that can be very scary. I mean, for me, I might pass out on the floor spending $400 on something. I mean, I don't know if I could do it. But then when you hear stories about what you're just saying is that you sold it very, very quickly for $1,000. I mean, that just kind of proves the point that sometimes you do on certain things, you do have to pay up to be able to make the bigger profits. I mean, I'm not going to make $1,000 selling the cute little tchotchkes that I love so much, but when you're branching out and finding some things like that, and you learn from it, so you're going to know the next time that you're out and you see something similar, you're going to be able to be like, that reminds me of, this thing that we just sold, and that kind of gets the fire underneath you to kind of research things a little bit more.
Yeah.
David, I'm curious. Are you like Laura? Were you raised in like an antique or a collector kind of family? That kind of
No. I started going. I got into this one day. I think I was bored or something. So I went to a garage sale, and I went garage selling with a friend. But the guy was kind of like maybe not the best friend, because I was looking at a sterling silver piece. And so I was at the garage sale, and I asked the lady, hey, is this sterling silver? And the guy comes over and takes it out of my hand, and he says, oh, yeah, that's sterling silver. Then he bought it. And I was like, So I didn't go garage selling with him anymore. But then I started going garage selling myself, and I found a 1940s World War II ID bracelet. It was black metal, and this thing was, I just read on the back, I read that it was sterling. I could see this little word sterling. And so I just thought that was really cool. It was like black. And then I polished it up, and I would wear that thing around for like years.
Oh.
And on the back, it said "To Curly from Arlene," and it was dated 11/22/44.
Oh.
So it's kind of how I got hooked, you know?
Yeah. And I love that his name was Curly. I love nicknames like that.
I mean, Curly from Arlene, that's like about as vintage as you get.
He is. I love that. I love that so much. Oh, hi, Jane. Jane said blasted dishes made her late for her pals. Well, you know, Jane, I probably messed up a little bit because my brain wasn't thinking that I was doing the wrong time. So we're a little early. Well, we're not really early.
Yeah.
Times
Misty, you were also talking about kind of paying up for items.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, like, you don't want to waste your money, but
Yeah.
your benefit is always going to be usually, not always, but a lot of times proportional to risk. So on my YouTube channel, we just made a video about a very small lamp that I purchased at an auction out of Cincinnati. And the auction house was called Treadway Auctions. But I purchased this lamp. I paid $2,250 for it. And it was about 10 inches tall.
Oh, see,
But we sold it for $5,000.
Oh my gosh.
It was Tiffany Studios glass out of New York.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very rare. I mean, it got a lot of attention on the internet, and I don't think there's a whole lot of them out there. But you could lose, you know. I mean, it's
you could, but I mean, oh gosh, if I spent that much money on it, but then I'm like, well, I have a Tiffany lamp now.
True.
Yeah, aren't I bougie with my Tiffany lamp?
Exactly.
If you get
So
stuck,
David's on like a whole other baller level here, folks. So we all just discovered that collectively. David is next level.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what though? If you watch his content and watch his check out his YouTube channel and his Instagram feed, you will see they find amazing things though. Look at those candlesticks behind them right now.
So those are from, about 2 years ago, one of the big antique dealers in the Toledo area passed away.
Yeah.
And he had an estate sale. Those were at the estate sale. And those are like, I guess they're like cherub candlesticks, like candelabras, but they're like bronze gilded. You know, I just noticed, I mean, one time I was watching like a royal wedding, you know, and the Queen of England, she has some like that, but hers are a little bit bigger.
Queen.
Yeah, you have a good eye for detail, I think. Mary Beth and Laura, have you ever dropped a lot of money on, like, I don't think you've done $2,000, but I mean, what do you think is the one thing that, like, the thing that you've paid that you can think of, like the top of your head, that you paid up on?
It's hard to think of one particular item. I think the most we've ever spent at an auction was like $700. But that was on like a whole carload full of stuff. So
right.
It's hard to really think about one particular item, isn't it?
Yeah, we haven't done that very much, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's, my mom always says, of course, you know, when you're making videos, and you know how people love the Goodwill videos, people really like the trash to treasure kind of story.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of what we've been concentrating on, because, you know, people like it when they think that they could go out and pay $1 for something and sell it for $50 or $100. But like David is talking about, my mom has always said, you know, you're looking for that big sale to like triple your money or whatever, something like that. But you can make even more money if you went out and bought something for $100. And, you know, even if you sold it for $150, you've made $50, where you might make $5 on
Right.
Pay $1 for. So, you know,
it's just kind of like, but when you fill your car full of it and you spent $700 and you have a car full, but then it's kind of fun to go through all those boxes and like, you know, and then I don't know. I can definitely see the benefit of both, but I mean, I know that Mama Lehman probably does lay down some money for some of her things, though, doesn't she?
She does now, and so I've grown up with that, so it doesn't intrigue me as much as buying the little junky stuff.
I know. I like the little junky stuff.
I know, the little cute stuff. You know, the little. I don't know. I just think it's super fun.
Now, David, I'll have you know that today I paid up for something.
What was it?
I paid $24 for
Yeah.
a decanter set that it is cute. I haven't really done much research on it, but I mean, $24 for me for a decanter set is a lot of money in my mind, but it's really cute. And it has like these saucy girls on it, but they look Lefton-esque, but they're not. I don't know if Lefton makes decanters. I don't know for sure, but they have like words on them that say, "Hey, big boy," and "You need a drink." So they're very saucy. And there's two of them, and they sit in this wooden box. And then it's a music box, and then you pick the decanters up, and it plays "How Dry I Am." But they're just kind of quirky and weird. But I did pay $24 for them, so
That sounds very interesting.
I thought so.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah.
They're in my car right now. I'll have to bring all that stuff in. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I think it's when you come from, like, I've being raised in the antiques, like we've always went to yard sales and flea markets and auctions. And so in my life, we've just gotten used to buying like a lot of things at one time. And instead of one thing for a lot of money.
We also do that to buy very, very cheap stuff. So Toledo is so great. We have an auction house here that if you hang around an auction house, by the end, you are able to buy tile 8-foot table full with stuff on the top for $1.
Oh, yeah.
And then
sometimes if you stay around to the end of the auction, you get stuff for free. Exactly. I like that because people leave it and you're like, well, I'll take this.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants this.
We do that too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that's the thing. Now, in Toledo, and are there estate sales or are they more auctions?
Both.
Yes.
Okay.
We actually run estate sales. That's our favorite thing.
That's right. Now, Mary Beth and Laura, do you guys have estate sales or do they do more auctions down in Paducah?
Both. We follow we call them tag sales, the estate sales here. Mm-hmm. We have a person who does those a lot in Southern Illinois that we sometimes go to. And then we have a couple local auction houses that we try to frequent as often as we can.
And of course, George does estate sales
right
around here.
Yeah.
But I would say it's more auctions than estate sales.
They don't have them in my area. So the bad thing about an auction is that it's a day-long commitment. That's the only bad thing, is that you're there, because you're waiting on the things that you want to be sold. We do have some questions. I encourage you to ask questions. Ask any question that you are curious about, whether it be about reselling. It doesn't have to be on what we're talking about right now. If a question pops into your mind about eBay or anything like that, you can ask him. The thing of it is, if it helps me to be able to see if you put it in all caps, that just helps my eyes be able to point out the questions. We do have a question here from Day Trip Vintage, which is Julie. Hey, Julie. What is the one thing you had the hardest time selling or regretted selling? David and Allie, do you have anything?
Well, the latest thing that's on my mind is that kissing otters necklace, because the guy who bought it off me, he's like, I don't know if that's real or not.
Yeah.
And there's one very similar to it in a museum. So I saw the pictures of that. And so it was just a little bit odd because the otters were like a brighter brass color than the beads. But when the guy got it, he's like, yeah, I think it was from the 1700s. And he took he said the otters were actually painted at one point. That's why they were a different color. So when he got it, he confirmed they were real. And I was like, well, how much have you paid for those in the past? He's like, well, up to $1,500. And then I was thinking, remember when Tacky Is Mia was on your show and he had that really cool panther pin? Mm-hmm. I was just thinking, man, that necklace would be really cool to wear on that show. But
gosh.
So that's been my latest regret.
Yeah.
What about you, Mary Beth and Laura? Do you have anything?
Well, I have a couple things that I regret not buying instead of that I regret selling. And I have a fun story about that if you'll indulge me for just a second, Misty.
Sure.
So if you guys watch our Flippin' and Sippin' show, you'll know that we have our rating system that's like our day has been like 1 out of 5 swung bases or 5 out of 5. So it just so happens that the vases that we were outbid on at that particular auction, 2 of them showed up on Facebook Marketplace yesterday. The very ones. It was the girl who outbid me. She was reselling them. And I went and picked them up today.
Look, there they are.
Oh,
So now I have 3 of those original 5. So I was pretty stoked about that.
Isn't that fun?
That
That's
is
cool.
amazing.
You guys have the best stretch faces.
Oh gosh.
There's and we got a bonus one.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 of them are the exact ones.
Yeah,
So now there are 3 of the 5 originals from the auction.
right. And then I have
Wow.
But she sold 2. So, but it's awesome that we found those. But we quit bidding at I don't know. They went for less than $100. We sort of just let her have them because it was just us and her bidding. But now then, we would never do that. I would never let them go for that again. So
Right.
you learn as you go.
Yeah. Well, and we all have those things that we didn't buy that we kind of like we'll lay in bed and we'll think, why didn't I get that? Why didn't I get that? Why didn't I get that? And then it never fails. You go back to get it and it's gone. You know, if you're able to go back and get it the next day, it's always gone.
Exactly.
Michael, I'm going to answer my portion of that question real quick is no, I will pretty much sell anything. So I don't really have any regrets because I go through like my own personal collections, like every 6 months, I'm like switching out things. So I don't really necessarily have anything that I regret selling. Michael, someone or Anne, hi Anne. Anne wants to know you're going to go back for that aqua opalescent egg-shaped footed bowl.
I mean, I'll tell you what. When I'm back in the area, what I will do is I will look for it. Because the video that was out today, I mean, I have been like the last 2 like filming days, every shop that I have gone into, everybody that has worked there has been so incredibly gracious that it makes me want to go back.
Yeah.
So if but for anything else, just to see those ladies, they were all just phenomenal people. There's another really good one that you'll see coming out Wednesday. The owners were there. They were fantastic people. So I will definitely keep my eye out for it when I go back. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was $19, 15% off. But so far as regretting anything, I definitely don't regret anything. I think the hardest thing for me to sell was the Miss Briss cookie jar. But I don't regret selling her. I had her. She was in my collection for a while, and I know she went to Randy. She went to a really good home where she is appreciated. So that's just balm, for the burn of having to let her go. But I don't regret it.
Yeah. And she can send you can have visit. She stayed in the same state. So
She did.
Yeah.
She's only 2 hours away.
Now she can send you pictures of it if you
right,
if
Randy.
you
I can come visit her sometime. Huh?
Today when I was at the antique mall, I saw and I ran over to it thinking, oh, I found some. They're the Left and Bluebirds, salt and pepper shakers. No, they were the real ones. And I ran and I just waddled on over there to them, thinking, oh yeah, they're $150.
No, they did not.
I did buy them.
Were they the rhinestone eye ones at least?
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean,
And
yeah.
they had several Christ Psycho ceramic pieces that I really wanted too, but I just didn't want to spend. I mean, I wanted them for me, but I'm cheap. Even for myself, I won't spend up for things. I don't know.
You know what? That's so funny though, because that particular topic is something that in today's video that I posted was something that I have continuously struggled with is, for me, spending $40 on one thing is a lot of money. But I'm not a store, so I don't have a lot of turnover. So it's kind of like two-folded because I agree with you want to buy low, sell high. But then I'm like, yeah, but, and just like Laura said earlier, and like David's saying now, it's like if you invest a little bit more into those pieces, you can get a bigger return on them. And because I sell so few items, I just look at it like that's a better investment of my time and money to try to maximize the return in such a few select items every week. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Well,
My
I
mom-
mean, oh, go ahead, Laura.
My mom will say now she'll say, we'll look at a sale or something like that, or she'll go look at an estate of things, and she'll say, well, it's more in my budget than it is yours, but she knows I'm cheap. I'm cheap compared to her. She's like, I know you don't spend anything on anything.
I know, but it's really hard. But I mean, with her and her storefront, I mean, she sees things moving, so she can, and she's, she's able. I mean, she's selling furniture, so she's getting a lot more money out of things than just our little things that we like.
Right.
But yeah, I saw D. Hi D. Thoughts on the new changes with eBay deadline for item specifics. I have to be honest. I haven't even looked at eBay I have no idea what it even is. I know what item specifics are, but I didn't know that eBay was having a change, the deadline for item specifics. So
Yeah, they
What's
are.
that about?
Well, they want you to like say a specific thing about an item you listed, and now they're kind of trying to force you to do that.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
eBay and me, I got started selling on eBay,
yeah,
but you have like a love-hate relationship.
yeah,
Because like they are so pushy. And that's why I love Instagram and YouTube, because it's like the land of the free again.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We still have like over 2,000 items listed on eBay.
Wow.
We have employees, right, that
Yes.
do this job for us. But eBay, sometimes they just shut down our listings and say, oh, you don't have the mandatory specifics on that item.
You know what? Well, now that you say that, I have noticed that because, I do go on to eBay. I mean, right now, I think I only have like 175 things listed on eBay. I have not listed anything on eBay in months. But Emma is working for me now, and that's one of her jobs. She's going to be doing drafts for me on eBay. So I will be having some things listed on eBay soon. But when you go into your seller hub and you just are checking out to see if you want, sending offers to watchers, especially when you're on your phone. On your desktop, I don't think it does it as much, but I can't stand all of those things that they're wanting you to do, like in your seller hub, like update these, and I that drives me crazy. I want that to either be send offers to watchers or solds.
Yeah.
I don't want anything else in there.
And
So are they saying that it's not even going to be listed? Like it's not going to show up anywhere if you don't have these item specifics?
yeah, so one thing that they are doing is they are taking down the listings. So all that money that we invested to do the listing, even the fees, they are just shutting down.
What?
And not refunding you. At least it's what happened with us. And even though I complained, they did not refund. So then you gotta go there and ask them, so then they can put the listing up for you. So then you can put the specifics. So then what I did is I just told the person that worked with us, look, go there and do the specifics because it's going to be super expensive.
Yeah, and they might have to fix like 400 listings.
Wow. Yeah. See,
For those, what exactly, when you say item specifics, what does that entail? Like, what is an item specific on eBay?
So right below, I think, the description of the item, that big box that you can describe whatever you want, there is this, specifics that are mandatory. And then after that, there is specifics that are optional. So eBay one of those mandatory ones.
Well, it'll be like,
and they're kind of silly, aren't they? Aren't they like things that really don't even really make a lot of sense to the item that you're selling?
Yeah.
It doesn't apply to the item.
Yeah.
And
So
we're like, what do you do? Just make something up?
Well, I think that, like, for example, like if you're selling a vase and it's just like a floral vase and it'll say character. Well, there's not,
character-
Cookie Monster isn't on this vase. It's just a floral vase.
Yeah.
Hi, JD.
Hello.
Sorry, I haven't seen my son since Friday. Hi, Bubba. He just got home from work. Yeah, Tiger, thank you, Tiger, for saying this. But the niche lady, which is Danny, her video from today, she discussed it. So I'm going to go back and watch that video so I can get a little bit more informed. Actually, Danny is going to be on the Vintage Rescue Squad in June. I think the 14th. I don't want to say exactly when, but that's going to be a really great time where we can really discuss some eBay things because Danny knows her eBay. So make sure that you check out Danny, the niche lady. Her channel will explain some. That's crazy.
Mhm.
All right. Hey, Carrie.
Jody says she's married to my twin.
Oh, wait, where's Jody at? I'm going to have to scroll up because I know I'm missing some comments.
She married with Shaggy.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? eBay is kind of out of control.
Yes, it is.
Julie said she had to update 125 items this past week.
Oh no.
So maybe I don't want Emma to list things on eBay. Maybe we're going to reroute that.
There is another weird thing that eBay did with us last week. Like I saw this chair, and I don't ship any furniture. So this guy drove from New York City to Toledo to pick up the chair. He paid, came, pick up the chair, went back. And then when I went mark on eBay as delivered, like it's gone, the item, eBay did not allow me. They said, oh, you need to give me the code that we sent to the buyer. And I asked the buyer, please give me the code because I don't know what they are talking. And he said, no, they never sent me anything. So I contacted eBay, and eBay, oh, yes, we never send any code.
Oops.
Are they being hacked? I mean, it makes you wonder.
eBay is very regulatory. That's my issue with eBay. They want to regulate the heck out of you.
Right.
And I think the reason most of us are into buying and selling antiques is because it's one of like the last free realms. Like there's not much regulation to buying and selling stuff, and that's why we like it. And then eBay comes in and wants to put all these rules on you.
Right. Yeah. And Etsy kind of did that too. I mean, Etsy, when they did all of their charging for, when they did all their up charges for all the things that they were charging for, I never really sold on Etsy. So just from what I've heard, but yeah, eBay, you know, and it seems like eBay always does all of these changes, like when, like what they should do it in January when sales are kind of slower. It just seems like, well, maybe they're doing them in the summer because sales on eBay do tend to be a little bit slower. There was one time I remember eBay did a bunch of updates right at the beginning of fourth quarter. And so there was all kinds of things that were happening during fourth quarter. So at least if they're doing all these changes, it's kind of the slow time, which I never really experienced a slow time on eBay, but I know a lot of people have.
Well, so the good thing about eBay, though, is all those sales that I mentioned, the Tiffany lamp, the necklace, and the tomahawk, they all sold through eBay. So if you have high dollar items,
yes, right,
high dollar items that need to go to a collector somewhere in the world, eBay is great for that.
Yeah.
That's the plus.
Yeah. But if you're just selling, you know, a left and mispress, or I don't want to say just selling because they can go for quite a bit of money. But I mean, if you're selling something that's like a unique, one of a kind thing, eBay is a place to do that. But Amy said, hi, Amy. Amy's Rock and Pop Shop, who also sells on Instagram and eBay. Well, yeah, eBay too. She had a
Amy and I need to do a crafting video together.
I know. Oh my gosh, Amy does amazing things with dolls. She turns those vintage dolls into magical creations. It's fun to just sit and watch her.
Yeah, she can totally just do like a live, and I will totally.
I'm gonna turn this flower. I'm gonna turn this flower into an amazing doll. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Martha.
And Amy's famous.
She is.
She is.
She's on Wikipedia. I saw that.
Oh. Yeah, we got celebrities in here now.
Look Amy up on Wikipedia. But she said she had sellers cancel her buy it now because they said eBay lowered their price without their consent. How?
That's crazy.
How could they do that?
I don't know.
I don't know. See, that's what it's just hearing like all of this stuff makes me so hesitant to want to get back on eBay because I've been very clear. I have not updated. I haven't even updated to manage payments yet.
Yes.
So they won't let me list until I do that. And I'm just like, but do I really want to? But then there's stuff that I know that would probably do well with the eBay crowd, with just such an increase of eyes on it. You know, I want to bring in a moss lamp that has probably been sitting here for 3 months and be like, okay, this is going to start at $150. You know, like that's weird. So there is like David was saying, there is a good thing for eBay because you can sell very unique high-end items that a international audience can be on the lookout for. But I'm just like, oh, but eBay, so many rules.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that there has to be some regulations. I mean, there has to be some safeguards and everything, but it just seems like it's going to the extreme. And I know, Sandra, I'll put your question back up here in a second, but I did see Teresa, and this is something that I do. Do you guys do NA to the silly questions?
Mm-hmm. We do all the time.
Yeah. Do you, Mary Beth and Laura?
I haven't done that.
I just do it. You might want to check to make sure that you even have things listed on eBay, because now I'm thinking I need to go in and check to see.
Well, yeah, no doubt. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking in the back of my head. I'm like,
yeah, we're being kind of quiet because I'm like, whoa. Because, you know, it's really hard sometimes to answer any of those questions about vintage items.
And it is. It really, I'm going to pull up my eBay right now on my phone and go into my seller hub, because look at
Mary Beth is busting out the phone too. The tea is hot.
Things.
It's getting sloppy. It's gonna get on.
See all those things that they want me to do?
Uh-huh.
Oh, 2 people have paid, but 4 ad specific required soon, 6 ad recommended item specifics. Oh, send offer to buyers. Those I don't mind seeing. 10 promote your listings. That's the thing. I've promoted all of my listings, so I don't know why. I don't know. Are you looking, Mary Beth? I only have 146 things listed in eBay.
We don't have very many listed either. Only about 100, but about half of them say they need to be revised.
Yep.
But the thing is, when you get like 2,000 items, it's kind of hard to remember everything that's listed. I know because it's here in the store, but sometimes if they just send an email and say, oh, that list of items were shut down because they didn't have the specific, you know, what?
When do they say it's shut down? They like, those are the words, it's shut down.
Yeah, not exactly that words,
but yeah, they're taking it down.
Suspended.
I feel like that.
Like, we shut you down.
It's not there. Actually, it's not there. It's not in drafts. It's not in ended items.
It's just gone.
It's not there.
Oh.
Well, but it's all part of like the balance of running an antique store. You know, I feel like you have to have more than one iron in the fire, and eBay is one of those irons. And then if you can get YouTube and Instagram, those are other irons. And then estate sales, that's an iron for the local market.
Yeah.
Well, David, I totally agree. That's why, you know, obviously I would never do anything to compete with my mom. You know what I mean? So I was, you know, you can add to that, you know, and we can use the same resources, the same sales, the same sourcing. You know, I can get stuff for her and at the same time getting stuff for me, because we have totally different ways to sell it, totally different audiences, totally different people, all that kind of stuff.
You know what?
Adding to
Layman needs a plaza.
Yeah. There you go.
Are there any houses around Layman's that she can just buy and like have a block?
Yeah, there's quite a few actually.
It's just Layman's block. You know, that's what Liberace did. Liberace bought all the houses around his mansion in Las Vegas and turned them all into his home.
One of my Misty would know.
One of my quirky, weird, you know, dreams I've always had is to get one of those little, you know, roadside motels and have every single room be different, you know.
Well,
so to speak.
I was just talking last night. I went live on Instagram and we were talking about this company picnic that we need to have. And I've had people send me messages. There are lots of different, it's not vintage, but like other things, that other reselling things. But like there was one for Breyer horses, like a Breyer horse convention. But you can rent out Everyone rents their own room. It's the whole floor, and they decorate their doors and everything. And you go in, and like everyone sets up their own little store in their hotel room.
Yeah,
So,
I've got the brilliant idea. Right outside my antique store, we have this big grassy area. We can set up a flea market.
It's true.
Social media flea market.
It's true. It's 1 acre.
see?
There you go.
I
Whole
mean, there's
acre.
ways that we can do this, people. And
And
you
then
don't
at night we can just bring tents.
Uh-huh.
and turn it into a campground.
Oh,
everybody's got to stop for just a minute because I just
Uh-oh.
had Mid-Century Wasted and George the Antique Nomad offer to buy a room in my motel. So that's another thing.
I'll buy one too.
I gotta go look for a motel.
I'm gonna buy one too. I'll buy one too.
Yes.
That would be really cute, though, aesthetically.
Yeah.
Could you see how cute that could be, though? Like, everybody has their own tiny little storefront, and it's a little
And a
door,
window,
the
'cause
windows.
The old hotels have the big windows.
Yes. That's an adorable idea.
Yes, Michelle said I used to go to antique sales in Nashville. Yeah, Heart of the Country used to do that because Heart of the Country in Nashville was so huge. It took up all the convention space, and all that stuff was sold out immediately. And all these people would do their hotel rooms for Heart of the Country.
So, I mean, there's ways that we can get this to work out, guys. And you don't have to have a YouTube channel. You can, like, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you can still bring things to sell.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, it really
the
is
whole
much
community.
easier. I think it would be super like really is all we have to do is we have to contact a hotel. I think that there is going to be cost involved on the front end to reserve, but then we can reserve all of these things, which means everybody's going to get a cheaper rate because the hotel is guaranteed to get X amount of rooms. So then and then we get the convention. You have panels that run, or maybe we've got like a vendor thing that runs downstairs. Maybe it's like the content creator thing. And then another day, it's all about community. It's all about the rescue squad. It's all about everybody in the chat. And we just
then we
shop
have
the
a
hotel.
prom.
Oh my God. Stop it. Yes.
I like that.
I think if we really did make a reseller convention, it would be huge within a couple of years. I mean, it would probably be a national convention. Like, I mean, the power of this vintage reselling community is pretty
Amazing.
Pretty magnificent.
I agree.
and I think
Well, then we should stop talking about it on camera then, and we can only discuss it off camera behind the scenes because, people are going to be out there trying to steal this idea. So you heard her
I
first.
don't know if Barb's watching, but we have recruited Barb to be in charge of this. Barb, are you watching? Barb's like, oh gosh, Misty quit. We're like, Barb, you're in charge of this, right? Barb would be very good because Barb is very detail oriented, and Barb has a level head. Like, I would be running around like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Barb's like, we're just going to make it work. She's very level headed. She would be good at planning.
Yeah.
I love our Barb. Oh my gosh, I just lost all of my comments.
Should
we
answer Sandra K's question?
Yes, go ahead and answer us, Sandra K.
Well, for me, reselling, like I was saying earlier, I just started going to garage sales, picking stuff up and selling it on eBay. So first I was an eBay seller. That was my first reselling gig. And I did that for about 10 years. And then Allie's like, hey, let's get on YouTube and Instagram. So then we kind of adjusted to that. And the crazy thing, like, okay, if there's one piece of advice that I can give anybody who's into reselling, it's that relationships are the most important thing. In the Toledo area, why our business is kind of excelling is because we've made connections with a lot of the people in the local market. Like, for example, in the estate sale market, I don't know how we did it, but we became really good friends with one of the older folks in the community who pretty much controls the flow of all the estate sales. So she sends all the overflow estate sales that she can't get to us. And the way I developed that relationship, I mean, I just started buying antiques off her, and I gave her a business card one day. It said, I'm interested in estate sales. She's like, you want to do an estate sale? So it's all about relationships. That's
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely. It's just like when just for having YouTube content too, when you go into the antique malls and the antique stores, building that relationship with the mall owner or the vendors in there, it can open up that opportunity for them to say, you know what? I know of someone that's trying to get rid of X, Y, and Z, and then they can get you in contact with that person. And it's all this networking thing, and people will get you in a whole. You can get a hold of people that are willing to sell certain things, and it just opens up so many more doors. So building those relationships is very important. Daniel wants to know. Well, here first of all, hashtag what are we doing? Hashtag what, Laura?
What?
How do you keep up with reselling and working another job?
Oh, hashtag.
Hashtag Laura quit her job.
Well, I can't say that out loud in public yet. But yes.
We can wish it.
Yes. We are just, sucking it up, Daniel, really is the answer to that question. We are investing our time at the moment, for a time in the future when I'll have a little bit more time to do it. But I mean, it's just a lot. It is a lot. So like now then, when we're doing one thing, something else has to go. So like here lately, we've been doing a lot of YouTube. So the eBay has to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we have dropped down to less than 100 items listed on eBay because something has to give.
Right.
Because we don't have time. And like, you guys are so great. All our viewers are so great. They're like, oh my God, we call it a proper sale. You guys need to have a sale, a real sale, not 5 or 6 items. Well, isn't that a great problem to have people wanting to buy more of your stuff?
Right.
But we don't have time to do that because there's literally physically not enough time to, to do the packing and stuff in a timely manner for people.
Right. And, by the time we sell a few items from our weekly video, then our flipping and sipping items, and then maybe we've sold a handful of items on eBay, that's really the extent of what Laura and I can do with 40-hour jobs a piece.
Yes.
This week we don't have a video coming out tomorrow because we've been traveling, we've been buying, we've been packing up stuff, and so there's no time to edit the video. So, like we could be a lot bigger than we are if we had videos out all the time, but we don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a balance at the moment.
It is very much a dance, but one of these days, hopefully you'll be able to make that decision. No pressure. I mean, listen, it's a very big decision and it's a very scary decision to have to make. So yeah, I mean, I understand it and I did it, but I have, I have the support and stuff from Mark. So it was a lot less scary for me to quit my job than, if I didn't have him, I would be scared to death. So
yeah, the only reason that I can really consider it is not the only reason, but the main reason, me being single, the way I can do it is I have a little bit of a retirement income that has started coming in. So that's kind of a backup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I'm really confident about how much money can be made doing it. So,
right.
So it's a lot better, but I would never have just quit my job to go do that. Cause I mean, it's taken a long time to get even where we are now. Right.
Yeah. But Laura's gotten her feet wet enough and she's gotten a taste of it enough that she's, start getting that trending.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a scary thing. It is a scary thing. But, Kara has a question. Can a part-time reseller make it in this business? Absolutely. I mean, it just is the amount of time that you physically can spend to do it. I mean, this is what I do for a living, but I will spend 10 hours shipping in a day. So I mean, I have the luxury to be able to devote an entire day to shipping. If I was working a full-time job, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I think Mary Beth and Laura very wisely have, are only doing what they know that they physically can in the amount of time that they're given. But
And
you
I
do,
don't. I don't have any hair, so I'm like, I'm good. I don't got to worry about it falling out. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm
yeah.
good with that. I'm like, okay, let me just burn the
Well-
candle at both ends and see how long I can get this burning. You
Michael's
know?
doing it.
Yeah, I mean, Michael, you're doing it. You're reselling part time.
But I think, you know what? But Andrew's got a, that is Kara, right?
It's Kara.
Okay. But I think, that's an interesting question because, the idea or the concept of have you make it or can you make it? I won't speak for Laura and Mary Beth, but I think that in many ways that I have made it. I'm literally sitting here on YouTube with you guys.
Mhm.
I do sell stuff on a YouTube live sale. No, it's not, I'm not making thousands of dollars every week, and that's okay. I feel that in many ways, I've gotten to know so many good people. I'm still here. I'm putting out videos. I've gotten to build new relationships and friendships. So I think in most ways I have made it. If we're talking about financially, at the end of the day, I think I do really good for as few items as I put out. And I can only put out three videos. I am elated. I mean, if I can get $100 a week out of YouTube, I'm like, yeah, like, I don't know. It's just, I think that I have made it. I know that sounds crazy, but
We feel the same way, don't you?
Yeah.
And also, I think the other thing is, I'll speak for myself. I love to do it, so I get lost in it. Like it's what I do in my free time, like that I want to do. So I like to be sitting here talking to you guys, and I like to answer emails from people, and I like to do the live sales and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I love it. So that makes a big difference. I wouldn't want to be slaving away at another
and
job.
that other thing gets in the way. That other thing gets in the way.
And see,
It's
I think
so frustrating.
in David and Allie and I can probably be like, it would drive me nuts to not be able to focus 100% of my time on this. Like, I don't see how you guys do it. Like, I don't see how you have your brain over here for your 9 to 5. But then you're over here and you have so much passion towards, vintage and reselling, but yet you're like, oh, 9 to 5, I gotta be over here. Like, my brain would like explode. So
Well,
I mean, I gotta hand it to you if you're doing it part-time.
I'll tell you, and again, I won't speak for anybody, I'll speak for myself, but having this and having it be such a passion and such a source of joy, it makes getting through that 9 to 5 a lot easier. It does.
Yeah.
It's something to look forward to. And sometimes it is a very welcome and a very needed mental distraction in order to get through that day, knowing full well that I've got this and everybody in this community to come back to.
Yeah. And that's the thing, that this community is so wonderful. I mean, it isn't very often where there is, we are all competitors in one sense of the form, because we're all reselling, we're all in the vintage community, but like, we're all co-workers. We're co-workers, but we all have our own separate thing going on,
Everybody's got their own department.
Everyone has their own department. Yeah. But I mean, but the amount of support and the amount of helpfulness and advice, and I mean, I know that, like, if someone doesn't have someone's address, then that you can ask, I could ask Mary Beth and Laura, do you have so-and-so's address? And so, I mean, the amount of support that we can give one another, I think, is amazing. I think that is such an amazing part about this community in and itself, is that everyone is we're trying our best to be there for one another. And it doesn't always happen. Not everybody clicks like on the same level as other people do. Like, you may not be besties with so-and-so, but we're all kind of, in this together. So.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is, don't give up. If you really want this, it's not going to happen from today to tomorrow. It's going to take a while. And just keep going, It took a while for us.
We're about 10 years in.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And that's the thing. That's the thing too. I mean, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice and giving up vacations and giving up days off and giving up, doing things
Your
that you
free
like would
time.
do your time because you're putting so much time and energy into it. Absolutely. I think I had seen someone that's asked how long does it take to edit a video? Mary
And I
Beth
just
and
want to say
Laura?
really quickly that, you know what, Laura and Mary Beth, you are welcome to the wine department. Misty and I tried that one night. We don't want it.
No, the wine department is fine. It's the liquor department I don't want to be in charge of. The wine department is okay. The liquor, no. I can't do that anymore.
I don't want none of it.
No. Gosh, no. That was
That's funny.
oh my gosh. Okay, I'm scrolling back up to see more of the comments. But if you guys have anything else to add as I'm scrolling up, please do.
About the videos.
You would ask about how long it
Oh
takes
yeah.
to edit the video.
It takes Mary Beth.
Michael.
Michael,
Mary Beth is
where
particular.
are you sideways?
I don't.
Michael's laying down on the job.
Maybe that was Instagram for a second.
Let's see if we can.
There it was. How long does it take you to edit your videos?
It takes me a long time because I have no idea how to do it.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Takes him like a lot. It's ready. It's ready. It's ready.
I think for us, it really depends on the video itself. I mean, anybody can do it. Anybody can set their phone up, shoot a video from beginning to end, post it, and it lives in YouTube. Now, if you're wanting to do cuts, if you're wanting to show product shots in the middle of your video, so that you would call that B-roll. So you're speaking in the video and then you place the B-roll over the top of your video. If you have graphics, if you have wording, if you have subtitles, it just really depends on how professional you want your video to appear. So for me, it can take me anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. If I'm in a hurry, I can probably get one finished in less than an hour. But like Laura said, I'm kind of particular. So I personally spend a little bit more time, and that probably hinders me a little bit, because we don't have tons of time, but I do like for our content to appear as good as it can.
Yeah, I'm gonna brag on you for a second.
Oh,
Aw,
That's
please do.
That's what she does. That's kind of that's part of her profession. And so when she puts something out there, she can't just have me jumping on there, slamming a video up that looks ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, first of all, she would never let you live it down.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
remember the time that Laura edited the video?
Yeah. So her videos are fantastic. And I mean, I hate that
They are.
some people don't even realize. I mean, if you guys realized or did it very much or watched somebody do it, you would realize how long they take and
Yeah.
how great hers are. But
Laura.
yeah. Aw. But yeah, so I mean, it's worth it if we just have fewer videos, but it's worth it for her to be able to put out the video that she wants to put out. So
Yeah. We try to do more simple videos because I do know how to use, well, my computer is not good, and I will admit. So I know how to use like a Premiere, but my computer doesn't run Premiere. So I try to do the simple as possible,
Yeah.
the easiest as possible. Maybe in the future, we will do something more elaborate that, takes 2 hours to do, or even 3 hours. So I try to do something in 1 hour.
And I'm a fan of the live videos.
Yes. Yes.
StreamYard, we love it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. StreamYard is great. StreamYard is great, but I just wish that the quality of the videos were a little bit better. That's my only, because they like.
And everything wasn't like inverted backwards too. It's so confusing.
But
Yeah.
it's like the real TV, right? If you,
Yes.
If you,
It's a mirror image.
yes, exactly.
It takes me about an hour to edit a 25-minute video. About an hour, depending on what it is. A haul video is much quicker to edit. A shop with me video, you've got a lot of cutting in, cutting out, cutting in, cutting out. You have a lot of things that you're editing out. I think it's always a good idea well, just because I've learned this, if it just because it helps me speed up the editing process a little bit, is while I'm out filming and I say something that I don't want to include, I'll remind myself, Misty, take that out. It just helps me a little bit, like, no, Misty, and I don't really say that. I usually say, Misty, you're an idiot. Misty, why did you say that? Like I talk to myself in first person, like, what are you doing? What are you doing that for? It just helps me. But honestly, when I first started doing videos, I didn't know how to edit. I did not edit. My very first videos were bad.
I think everybody can say that.
Oh yeah, except for Michael. His first video is perfect.
There was zero editing. No, but see, that's the thing. There was zero editing in that because he knew if I did not, I recorded that video like 4 or 5 times over. There was no editing. And I will edit as little as possible. I will enter a store, I will look around the store and I will look how I want to film it before I film it. And then I film it the way that I want it to look so that I don't have to edit it as much.
Yeah, but Michael, your brain isn't filled with bleep, bloop, 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 bleep, bloop, 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 bloop. Like when I walk into it, like my brain is just like, whew, I don't like, okay, Misty.
You're energetic.
Well, yeah, yeah.
You guys are like the superstars of YouTube. For us.
Oh yeah.
For us, you guys are the superstars.
See, I just don't. I mean, I can see it for Michael. I just don't. I don't see it for myself because you are your own worst critic, and I hate editing my videos because I don't like to see myself in them. Like I'm always thinking that, oh gosh, Misty, why are you saying this for? Or, but you're your own worst critic. But I think the most important thing in doing a video is be your imperfect self.
Mm-hmm.
Be authentically who you are. And trust me, you will get comments like this weekend. I got someone commented on Jeffrey's video that said I was a horrible person.
It's about time they caught on. I mean, hello.
I know. I am a horrible, classless person.
I think they got
because
that wrong.
they know me so well.
They got the
I'm
wrong
just saying
impression.
there's a lot of good merch that can come out of that. Just saying.
Oh, we already talked about that. No class, whatever. But but when those things happen, you just kind of have to sit back and laugh about it because at the end of the day, that person does not know. They don't know you. No one can know you from the 20 minutes that you're in a video. So you know what I mean? It's just
not even. I mean, I honestly, I feel I'm in a 20-minute video. I'm in my video for maybe 2.5 minutes. I mean, when you really think about it, because the rest of it, you're literally showing. Well, I haven't done a haul yet, so I am rarely ever in my video.
Yeah, you are, but your voice is, Michael, and your voice, the sultry, soothing voice, that is Michael.
The voice. Oh my word.
I think when I started making videos, you can always be your best critic, but I felt like with YouTube, it's just important just to be confident in who you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're probably going to be very successful being who you are.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think a lot of people can see it if you're not being authentically you. I think that you just have to hit that record button. I mean, like, let's be honest, I will edit out like the 5,000 ums and and like when you edit, like it's when it's cold outside and you go shopping, how many times you sniffle? Do you notice that when you're editing? And I'm like, what? You're sniffling every 5 minutes. It's like so annoying. So I try to get those out because someone's going to comment, my gosh, your sniffling is driving me nuts. Like,
why didn't you blow your nose?
So you try to edit those kinds of things out, but and it never fails. Like there will always be like a screaming child in the background, or I'm gonna let the dog out real quick. You keep
I
talking.
left that stuff in. I figure, you know what? People love to be in the moment with you. There's a screaming child having a tantrum. This is the moment. Here it is. That's what makes YouTube great, right?
Someone was telling me like negative comments help somebody go viral.
Oh, well, if that's the case, no. I don't know that it would. Well, listen, here's the thing. Somebody else can put out a video to try to perpetuate something, and then those videos can get a lot of views because people just like drama.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's people that say, I don't like drama, but
Right away.
Here's a 36-minute long video.
right. So I mean, and that's just not right. I mean, I don't know. The thing of it is, the thumbs ups, the thumbs downs, the negative comments, the this, that, and the other, it doesn't matter. Those things are all helping your video. So it's like if someone wants to comment negative, fine. You're just helping my video. However, I will say that if somebody, and Jeffrey took that comment down, if somebody does say something negative about somebody else in this community, they don't have to like that person. That's fine. But if they comment something about someone else on my channel, it is coming down. And that person's probably going to be unable to comment any further on my videos because I have a no tolerance for it. It's like I'm not going to let other people perpetuate drama in the comments of my video. Because here's the thing. You may be typing a comment about somebody in a video. Don't think that people are not taking screenshots of those comments and they're sending them to people. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten screenshots. And sometimes you're just like, don't send me screenshots. I just don't want to know. It's like, I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news. I want to live in my bubble. I don't want to know. But you get a lot of screenshots from people. And it's just like, don't do that. I mean, if you're going to perpetuate drama, at least on my channel, you're going to be shut down. And I think that you guys are all feel that way too. If you're going to, be drama.
Thankfully, I haven't had to deal with that yet.
Well, just wait.
Woo! I know. I hang out with you kind of people. I mean, it's eventually
right. If you hang around such horrible people,
you are giving me ideas.
I feel like we get quite a few thumbs down in proportion to the amount of views we have. I mean, we don't have anything. I don't think we have anything like your number of views, Missy, but I feel like we have about the same amount of thumbs down as you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Those thumbs down. I honestly
because you're doing something right. That's why. Because you're doing something right. There's nothing about your ladies' personalities or the quality of your videos or what you're videoing. It isn't. It's because you're doing something right is why you're getting them. I'm serious. I'm not lying to you. It's the truth. It's the truth.
It's the truth. If you're getting thumbs downs on your videos, it's just somebody that is, I hate to say it, but it is jealousy. Someone else is jealous because they wish that they could be doing what you're doing. Or, I mean, I cannot see Mary Beth or Laura saying anything that would be offensive to somebody.
She's awful.
But you know what? Here's the thing. I know I am a very loud, boisterous. I talk a lot. I'm loud. All those things. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I've been like this my whole life. I know that. I know I'm not for everybody. And that's okay. Not everybody is going to like me. It's hard for me to say this and I can't imagine, but not everybody's going to like Michael.
If you don't like
and
me,
that's
there's
okay.
something wrong with you, and I already know it. So,
David,
David,
okay.
I'm confident.
Yeah, Sherry's, where'd that go? Sherry said they wish they could just decoupage like you.
Hey, can we share something with you guys about that?
Yes.
Okay. So that was silly. It was so much fun. It was ridiculous. But it ended up being pretty darn cute. And we auctioned it off on Flippin' and Sippin'. And
you did?
Yes, for charity. I don't know if you guys know, Danny, the Niche lady, has her own charity, the Niche Foundation.
Yep.
It helps. It's just supportive for women coming out of bad situations and trying to pull themselves up by reselling or having a YouTube channel. So we thought that was perfect. And so I saw the person in the here tonight that bought it, Sandra Kay. So we raised money for a charity. So it was so much fun.
Was.
It was really fun. But we met somebody over the weekend that said, "Man, you made me want to decoupage something." Ruth Ann.
Listen, you know what? At the company picnic, we can have decoupage with Laura and Mary Beth.
Yes.
It's a whole panel.
Craft time.
It's a workshop.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had the quilt show where we did where we worked in those big conventions, so we kind of know how to do things like that.
It's true.
Just saying.
So and David and Allie can like have their panel can be like, don't be scared, pay $1,000 for this thing. You never know.
Just tell your wife after you pay because
Yeah, she's running the estate sale. I'm buying stuff.
Yeah.
it's true. It's true.
That little Tiffany lamp I bought, she was like running an estate sale, and I was on the phone with the auction house. I was like, okay, bid. Allie's making money. But
Well, and then Allie can branch off and have her own panel of how to deal with your husband who spends the amount of money and doesn't approve it by you first.
Exactly.
well, one thing Michael said earlier, I think is very important. It's like looking at antiques and collectibles as an investment. So, you know, it's like sometimes I'm like, I'm kind of glad I spent all my money because the dollar, not so sure about that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's true.
And-
Decoupage with Ruth Ann. Oh my gosh. Jeffrey's talking about Jeffrey's video from actually George's video from the weekend at Jeffrey's is going to come out tomorrow morning, I think. I think that's what he said. Jeffrey's is also coming out. I think we all filmed. So there's going to be, y'all are going to be probably sick of seeing Jeffrey. Let's just say everyone's going to be sick of you, Jeffrey, by the end of the week.
Sicker.
Oh, no, his was out tonight. George's video was out tonight. Okay. My video is a little bit different because, well, you'll see. But Mary Beth, let's just talk about the epic moment.
Yes.
So it was Jamie's idea. Jamie was like in timeout mode or something on her phone. I think she was out of data because she was going to go live and she couldn't. So I picked up my phone, went outside the building and started going live and started doing my little tour. You know, there were lots of people on there, lots of comments. I was just minding my own business with my phone, walking around. And then all of a sudden, everybody is screaming at the top of their lungs. And I'm like, whip around real fast and has busted up in the building. And everybody is like losing their minds. So if you want to see George's grand entrance into
And not screaming.
It was like the Beatles or something. It was so funny because everybody was just so surprised. We had told everybody he wasn't coming, that he was sad he couldn't be there. Jamie, we had talked her off a cliff all weekend because we couldn't meet up with George, and she was this close. I mean, it was just so funny, and it was just like, what?
It was great.
It was up in it, and then Diana Kay. Okay, yeah. See, Jeffrey got on to me. Everybody could hear your scream, Misty. I couldn't help it. I was excited. I let it all out. But anyway, Diana Kay, Junk in Her Trunk, Diana Callis, I think she was in here. She was so adorable too because they had came on Saturday and then back on Sunday, and then we saw them pull up and you could see throughout the big window. She like she was about to jump out of her car. Like the door, I don't even know if the car completely came to a complete stop before her husband was driving. She jumped out and ran in. And oh my gosh, it was so great. It was so great to see everybody.
Jamie said she's about to tuck and roll right out of that vehicle.
Yes. Oh, it was great. We're going to do it again. It's going to happen again. I'm considering having a pop-up. I don't know. Jeffrey's trying to convince me to do it, but I just don't know because it's such a mess. Listen, if you need some primitive tools, I've got your girl. If you need primitive tools, I've got a whole plethora of them. So coming by this. My husband asked me, "What is happening?" Yeah, Dee was there. It was a great day. But Jeffrey's going to do it again too. And maybe Mama Lehman should have an open house. Maybe Mama
There you
Lehman
go.
should have a pop-up shop.
Hey, she does have an open house every year.
Yeah, she has Christmas open house in November.
Well,
In November.
You know, guys, we never did an inauguration in our store.
Grand opening.
Yeah.
We skipped the grand opening.
well, there we can all go to Toledo now.
Look, I'll get the convention center.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's got to be a cheap convention center in
The
Toledo.
man has a whole plaza.
Well, I do have the plaza, but
We do have 13,000
So-
square.
but this plaza, I'm just telling you, it was a foreclosure. It was like this building went into foreclosure right down the street. So I nabbed it.
Workshop day one. Renovate your own living quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will tell you guys, when we were doing the parking lot, because David and I, we
Oh,
did the
yes.
parking lot ourselves in a hot summer, we got to sell the most fabulous painting just because we are outside working. This lady comes in her car and say, "You want to come to my house? I have a couple of things in my house to sell."
And then we found a $5,000 porcelain plaque there.
Wow.
Man.
So
Oh,
like I was out there sealing the parking lot. I had like parking lot sealant all over me, like black stuff. And
Uh-huh.
this 85-year-old woman pulls up and she's like, "I've got some porcelain. Come check it out." In her basement, propped up on a chair with wheels, was a porcelain plaque that was like probably 15 by 13 inches, painted by one of the masters of porcelain painting.
That is.
And we sold it for $5,000. What was that guy's name again? I forget the artist, but he was good.
man.
Apparently.
It's like someone just pulled up and they're like, "Hey, little boy, do you
Uh-huh.
like vintage and antiques? Do you want to come to my house?" You're supposed to be weary of those people, David.
Well,
Well,
I'm really into porcelain.
she's basically our neighbor.
Well,
I'm not afraid of an 85-year-old.
Yeah.
You got to watch out. She might be the decoy.
Jeez, you guys are freaking me out now. But like I was outside painting the other day and I'm like, I wonder if somebody's going to pull up and have like a really sweet antique while I'm painting.
oh wait, did I see? Wait, I just saw. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? I saw her. I'm gonna have to go up and find her. Sheratel, which I'm saying her name wrong. There she is. Sherry. Well, Sherry and Sheratel. They both came from Georgia. Drove in their car through the gasoline desert, no gasoline land. Now, Sherry, did you bring a bunch of gas containers and fill up all your containers before you went back? She's opening up. I got a gas tank over here, and a gas tank over there. But that was amazing to see you guys too.
I think she says Cheridel.
Cheridel. I always say Sheratel. You know, it's so funny how we call everyone by the wrong name. And like you'll always call them that.
Mm-hmm.
She just made another comment. She said Saturday night they sat in their hotel room and watched the family tree video.
That was funny too.
Sure.
And Sherry stopped at Lehman
Yeah.
on
Saturday morning.
to see us, and it was so much fun.
It really was.
Yes, that video is very funny. I just would not. I don't have the mind space to have the organization in my mind to do that, though. I don't know how you guys did it because it's so much. I mean,
You do it well.
oh, but it was so good.
Oh, there's George. He's here.
Oh, he's been here, Michael.
Oh, well, I'm just now paying attention to chat. I
Oh,
busted.
sure. It's a made up name, so you can make up the pronunciation. Well, I'm so glad you're a good sport about it because I hack everybody's name up. I don't try to.
Vintage Uprising Texas was saying, "Doesn't Michael and David look like brothers?"
Oh, put your head a little bit closer
You know,
there,
I
Michael.
was thinking
There
that
we
a
go.
little bit earlier.
I
Goatee.
mean, I can see it.
His goatee is a little bit like grown in more than mine.
I can see it.
There's a beard. I'm all white right here is the problem. There you
Yeah.
go.
David says you were strong in the vintage force.
Evidently,
Oh, yeah.
I've
Yeah,
been
you-
Mhm.
I became pretty much like a lethal weapon when it comes to spotting antiques.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, and Bree said that you guys are cousins with George.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Someone was asking like earlier about what we do to prep for a live sale.
Yes.
Was
Yeah,
that Jody Renshaw
I think so.
was saying? So in preparation for the live sale, I mean, we just really usually will just try to find some really cool stuff and kind of make a little estimate of what we want to ask for the items. So sometimes we kind of, like somebody did leave a negative comment on one of my videos saying that I wasn't trying to sell the Fenton glass for enough, but that's just not my theory. My theory is to, try to get people deals because they're your customer. And you want to, we right now we're in our phase, we're trying to build followers and subscribers. And I feel like if I try to squeeze every penny out of something, that's not going to be good.
And I don't feel that we are going to ever do that, because that's not the meaning of this business. It's I love when the customer buy again and talk with us and send message. I love this interaction. So we want to create this really family, as we can, if you can call like that will interact with us and say, oh, can you find me that cup? And if I found it, I say, oh, look, I found it. It's here for you. And I won't take your heart for that.
If you guys want us to look out for anything, let us know.
Yeah, and that happens a lot though too. I do have a lot of people that message me and want me to look for certain things, and I write things down in my notebook, and I try to, but gosh, it can be so difficult to try to remember everything to do, everything to find. There's a lot to that. Like, we do a lot of I don't think that Mary Beth and Laura, you guys don't do offer ups in your videos, or do you every once in a while? You have, I think you have when you've been on other channels.
Special occasions, or if we're a guest on another channel who are doing offer ups, we'll do that. And like our auction the other day, we did that. So it just really depends. I mean, we're not against offer ups, but typically we don't do those.
Yeah. Well, the difference is, there's a lot of, some people really like them and some people don't like them. And some people like them in a certain format and some people don't like them in a certain format. So at the end of the day, you're never going to be able to make everybody happy. I get just as many emails from people saying that they love the offer ups as I do. Actually, I probably get more emails from people saying that they do like the offer ups. The thing of it is I think that it is a little bit of a dance, because as in any auction, you want to start your price at a price that you're going to get what you need to get out of it. Just like if you're listing something on eBay, you don't want to start it at, where you could lose money if you're doing an all offer up or you're doing an auction. But you want it to be to where a customer feels okay with a starting bid. And then you kind of let the market decide, and that can go against you, because I've sold things where I have lost a little bit of money, or I just made my money back. But then there are some times when then you sell things for more than what you have ever anticipated in your entire life. And let me tell you, Michael knows I struggled with that. I still struggle with it.
Well,
and he knows.
Because it's, and that was like the thing, because it had never happened to me. And then it happens to you, and then all of a sudden you're like, and it's a very awkward feeling. But I guess at the end of the day, it boils down to a couple of different things. All of these things I am fully guilty of. That's why I know them to be true. Is that sometimes, okay, I'm going to be 100% honest right now. 100%. Everybody's sitting down now, right?
Michael, you're always honest.
Well, we'll take it maybe a little bit more personal. Is that there have been comments where people have made comments about being able to find identical items on eBay for cheaper than what it is currently, what people are bidding for in the YouTube live community. Okay. That's 100% true. I know that. I have driven up 100%, right? I have overbid on certain things, knowing that I can go onto eBay and get the exact same thing cheaper. And I guess at the end of the day, what it really boils down to are a couple of things. One, when I do that, I'm invested in that particular YouTuber, that content creator, that person who is selling it. And it is a way for me to demonstrate my support. And at the end of the day, because so many of us are thousands of miles apart, I can do that in a financial way. So there is that. There is also, I'm highly competitive. So if you're bidding against me, I don't want to lose. If but for anything else, I just simply don't want to lose. Oh, hi, Sarah. So at the end of the day, I have done it just by virtue of not wanting to lose. And I think a lot of us are very guilty of that. So yeah.
I love drinking my coffee in the morning out of a cup that I know who I bought it from.
Yes, George. Yes, David. Yes.
On eBay, I don't know who sold it to me.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. And I won't, but it is a conversation that I've had with a number of people. And I think that, at the end of the day, when you are watching somebody on YouTube, you have become invested in that person and in their journey and in their videos and in kind of the atmosphere with which they've created. And you see a video and you see them selected at this store, and it's that person selecting that item. And it is a way to kind of have a piece of that world, if you will, and not in a creepy, weird way. But it's almost like having a piece of movie memorabilia, if you will. So that you do assign a higher value to it. You do? You have movie memorabilia?
No,
Oh, why? Am I not?
No. Go ahead. I just want to say something when you're finished.
Oh, that's what you're doing. I'm like, what?
Like a classroom.
Just interrupt me. I don't care. You the guest, interrupt me. But yeah, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're buying a piece of that world. And it is a weird thing to be like, oh, but it's just me. But yeah, but you're somebody to that somebody, and it means something more to them than just a fairy lamp. That's the fairy lamp that I got from Misty. That's not the fairy lamp that I got from some rando, as David and George were saying, off of eBay. You pay a premium for that, and you do it willingly and gladly, and you do it repeatedly.
And I think it's a trust issue too. If David tells me that he's going to sell me a vase, and he tells me that it doesn't have any chips, it doesn't have any cracks, and I'm going to trust David. I can see David, I know David, I know that he's going to be honest with me. Whereas if you go on eBay, you don't always get exactly what you think you're getting, in some situations, and the descriptions aren't always 100% accurate. And I feel like this face-to-face, whereas, I might be able to get something for $40 on eBay, but, if I spend $50 with David, I'm supporting David, I know David, and I've got more trust in David.
Well, I think that's a valuable point, because you don't know if the eBay seller, and not that they did it intentionally, but they may very well think that something is something, and you're looking at a photo and you're like, no, that photo measures up, and then you get it and you're like, oh, this wasn't. It could be a completely innocent mistake on their end.
Yeah, and I think also, there are, you guys as content creators kind of sell yourself short sometimes. You don't realize there is a lot of value to the content by itself. And we are in a unique position kind of on YouTube to have the live sales where people show their support that way. Because a lot of times, you'll see these big channels and there's lots of people that give out $50 super chats, $100 super chats, a lot over and over again, especially on the gaming channels and stuff, to support the channel. Well, people are wanting to support the channels, in this way. So, I think there's value in that too.
There is, and let me tell you from a seller standpoint, it's very different because we don't see ourselves as anything special or any. We're just trying to make a living. We're going out, we're buying these things. You get to know who your customer base is. Like, you get to know what kinds of things, and people are emailing you things that they want you to look for. So when you're out and shopping, it is like George said, you're curating items for your viewers because you know those are the things that they're looking for.
But if we can just
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but I think that's the thing though too, is that, you know, and Missy and Michelle and there are other people that I've had this conversation with, but and this is where we get really deep with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, and I was just telling this to Missy and Michelle the other day, was that, you know, I made a video and I shouted out what I believe to be like the youngest person that has watched my videos. And that was such a thrill to be able to do that. That it was such an honor, you know, and it was so amazing and it was so impactful. And I won't mention names, but to see someone say, "You're my lunch buddy," that you're watching my video, I think, you know, Laura, Mary Beth, you can agree. When you've got that much time and you know, you're trying to eat and you throw up that video on lunch break, how much that person and that moment means to you, because you are such a distraction from everything that's going on. To have somebody say that to me when I know what that 30 minutes, that 20 minutes means to me, that's the stuff that I'm going to remember. You know, yeah, I appreciate the financial stuff, but it's also those things too that Ali was saying earlier. That connection is something that is just immeasurable, and sometimes the only way that some people feel like I can show you this is by didn't like you mean it.
There you go.
Speaking of Yvonne Grabet,
I love her.
I have to give her credit. She said that in one of my live sales. We were like, we're making a T-shirt about that. Bid like you mean it. Yvonne Grabet came from her.
And Yvonne she is like,
it's
she's
on video.
everybody's
Get those
cheerleader.
royalties, Yvonne.
Yeah, there you go, Yvonne. She's a cheerleader. She really is. She's always like reminding everybody, thumbs up, thumbs up. It's like when you see Yvonne in your sales or in your live videos, and she's like, because you're like, oh yeah, because you do forget to tell people, oh, don't forget to thumbs up, you know. But Yvonne's right there to tell, and it's so special. I just think that it's just so nice. It's so nice of you, Yvonne. It's very weird becoming from like a seller standpoint, because you don't see yourself as anything special. You know what I mean? And I struggle with it. In fact, the very first time it happened, I talked to Michael about that when I sold something for more than what I ever dreamed in a million years. And I was about to I was getting ready to message that person, and I was going to say, I'm not selling it to you for this. And Michael was like, no, for those exact same reasons that he just said. And other people, and it's so good to see these comments, because it is a struggle. It really, really is. And then you hear people saying, oh, they're greedy. They're doing these offer ups because they're greedy. They're just doing it for the money. Well, this is what I do for a living. So, I mean, you work a job because you have to make money, and you know, you're not going to, you shouldn't shortchange yourself, because we all know how much time and energy we're putting into this.
Well, let me ask this question though, because I know that we were talking about this before we went live. But like Laura and Mary Beth, how much time for the week do you estimate that individually or collectively you spend on, let's just say, packaging and invoicing and going to the mailbox? I mean, how much time do you do?
I would say David, 4 or 5 hours.
And about how many items would you say that is?
Oh, that was just for a few.
That's not many. That's not many at all.
4 or 5 hours for a few. Misty spends 8 to 9 hours a day shipping from one live sale. David, Allie, how many hours do you guys spend?
Well, no. Well, today we pack probably 58 packages because in two people, right? Myself and the new girl that's helping us only to pack, and it took us like 5 hours.
And
Yeah.
so I believe, how many employees did we hire today?
Today we hire 4.
Congratulations.
Like, we're having a hard time finding employees and stuff, but we're continuing to, Allie, just we pump Facebook with ads for employees, because employees are the best thing you can do for your business.
Yeah.
When you find a dependable employee, that is, to me, it's the equivalent of a gold mine.
Yes.
You know?
It is.
And that's the way that, like, when people say, oh, you're being greedy. No, I'm also supporting 4 other families right now.
Right.
You know? So I got to pay for their salary. It doesn't come from the air. I don't have that money print in my house.
And
You have
also,
overhead. You have overhead.
well, in the
Yeah.
Toledo area, though, we also support small businesses. We have also at our plaza, we have a hair salon and an accountant, which we give a very, very discounted rent.
Oh, yeah.
So we're also supporting them, and it's going very well, though.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's so many aspects to it that a lot of people don't realize, you know, just like the cost of your boxes, the cost of your bubble wrap, the cost of your paper, the cost of I mean, I do tissue paper and stuff that I don't have to do, but I enjoy doing it. I mean, there is expenses to doing what we do. It isn't just holding something up and oh, here this is, and I only want to make $5 off of this, but yet I have 50 cents in each box. I mean, I don't know I don't know if that's what it is. I'm just saying, for example, plus, 3 cents in every sheet of paper, and it does all add up. Plus, I got my taxes, I got my utilities, I've got my, I have my insurance, I have all these other things. And, I'm putting a child through, I'm getting ready to put the second child through college. It all adds up. And so I think that it's very disheartening to hear people say, oh, well, they're just doing these offer ups because they're greedy.
Well, for me, offer ups, sometimes I think claims go better. So.
Sometimes, right. You can definitely lose money in an offer up. And I think people don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
With a claim, you only need one person to want it. With an offer up, you need 2.
Right.
True.
And
It's scary. It's scary.
When you just solely do something, if you do something just at a flat rate price, then you get comments, well, it's not fair because of the lag. So then, we're doing I'm doing a countdown, and then we've started doing the just in case bids, which, oh Lord.
Just in case is a little bit tricky for me because we do use it. But what I noticed was some people sometimes put a very high just in case that another bidder can't beat. And then I think it discourages a counter bid.
I agree, David. And that is something, there's never anything that's going to be 100% effective. And I do think that it was one thing that I think that I was pretty clear about, like on our last Tuesday sale. And that is the thing, is that when you're trying to implement something that is to try to benefit as many people as possibly can, you are going to have people that want to manipulate or try to abuse what you're trying to do. And it does add an extra layer of responsibility on us as sellers to really identify individuals who are taking advantage of what was meant to be a good thing. So that is something that can put you in a very awkward position because it's happening live. So, but it's a risk that you have to run. And again, we do consider, I think by and large, we are a community. And I think that if we all operate in that realm of being a community, because again, I think that I would say this for anybody up on the screen right now, I don't think that I'm any different than anybody that's in the chat. I just happen to be on the camera right now. That's it. And somebody else happens to be watching me, because when I'm watching somebody else and I'm in the chat, I'm not thinking that they're different than me. They just happen to be. That's the only difference at the end of the day. So it's all about us working together So
Yeah. I always skip number 11. I don't know why. I have something, my 11 doesn't register in my brain.
oh my God, that was happening to Sarah the other night. And I'm like, oh Jesus, they're going to do a sale together. Here we go.
Oh
This is
no.
gonna
Yeah.
be-
Sarah, the traveling button, she's and I are going to do a sale together on Wednesday on my channel. So, yeah, hopefully Michael, you got to work too. Oh Lord, what are we going to do?
Number 11 will not exist within that time frame. It ain't going to be there. Just go with it.
Sarah and I are trying. I haven't talked. Sarah and I need to have a conversation about. I don't know if we're going to do all offer
Instead
ups.
of doing a countdown for 15, do a countdown for 16. If you're going to do 20, then do 21. Skip it,
see,
doesn't matter.
The countdown is something that people. The thing of it is, the reason for the countdown is it gives time for that lag. We all know that there's a lag. There is a lag, and sometimes it's worse than others. And that countdown, and that's why once I start the countdown, and once people start the countdown, that's when you know that you got to put your bid in. And because once that bid end is in, then it's done and over with. And if you think that you have it, you don't always, because and the snipers, it makes me nervous, right? It's exciting, but I'm just like, I feel so bad for the person that didn't get it, but then I'm excited for the person who did. So it's just kind of I don't know.
Yeah, it seems
We've
like
all been there.
These live sales are pretty new, right?
I've done them for almost a year and a half, maybe 2 years, a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
so they're new.
I noticed them on Instagram first,
Yes.
kind of during the pandemic, and then because we just started an Instagram, we were like, okay, let's make Instagram about antiques, and then I noticed people were selling on there. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let's try it.
Yeah.
David's already an ISN member too.
Yes, we are.
You know,
One day I want to be an ISN member. Well, I think I will be because I'm doing a sale with Sarah in June.
well,
Does that make me?
Yeah.
well, I mean, all you got to do is go on the Facebook group and let them know you
Oh
want.
yeah, that's right. Duh. I need to do that.
Yeah, we need
It's pretty easy. But see, I love Tuesday nights. I do this collaborative live sale, Crazy for Kitsch, on Instagram, and that is like, I just love going live with somebody else.
I do too.
Yeah.
that.
Crazy for Kitsch.
Mhm.
On Tuesday nights, usually we do like 6 to 8 p.m. Depending on if somebody else is live, we try to, like Traveling Button, she does Tuesday nights a lot. So, but it's just super fun. I mean, I just love having somebody else there, and it gives you a little break, and it's very enjoyable. I remember we did a live sale together.
We did.
Yeah.
It was our first Instagram sale.
Yeah, the only one that we've done so far.
First and only.
Well, it's pretty funny because
Should do
like,
another one.
well, some people like I'm on both Instagram and YouTube. So some people from Instagram I'm bringing over to YouTube, and they're like, "Oh, it's my first one." I'm like, "Cool," you know. And we teach them about StreamYard and stuff. And then,
Yeah.
I guess you guys, we did the first Instagram one.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing of it is though too, as from a business standpoint, the demographic for Instagram sale, the customers, the customer base demographic, the highest. What's the words I'm looking for?
The age range?
The top age range for Instagram live sales. What was it, Michael?
They're inverted. So like on YouTube, the majority of our viewers, and everybody on here probably knows this, but is 55 and older.
Yes.
Whereas on Instagram, you're going to be in like the 30 to about 40s.
Yeah.
So they're all inverted. So it's about getting that grid to be even so that you see an even spread of your demographic. And there are, oh boy, see, I get very passionate about this kind of stuff. So I'm not going to continue on with that because
Michael likes the number part of it, like the whole demographic and all that kind of stuff. But it's a way to bring, as from a business standpoint, more eyes onto your item. And so, at the end of the day, we are business owners, and so we do have to take all of those things into consideration.
Well, it's about
Tammy,
diversifying at the end of the day. And I think that this is also the other important thing that I do want to stress upon somebody is that, and I think everybody would agree, at the end of the day, I don't find it appropriate as a human being to constantly be relying on the generosity and the kindness and the support of a very select handful of people. I don't find it appropriate. I just simply don't as a person. And that is a big reason as to why I do believe that in diversifying and making our communities between the Instagram and the YouTube communities bigger is that it draws in more people and it doesn't, I don't know, I feel weird about constantly being like, okay, this goes to this person, this goes to this person, and it's the same people over and over. Not that I don't appreciate it, but I just don't, it makes me feel weird. Like I always appreciate it, but I never want to feel like it's like 10 people. Do you know what I mean? Like, is that weird?
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's just like what Tammy is saying down here too. You know, some buyers have budgets to do. Do any of you think that the offer ups excludes some buyers from participating and it benefits others? We're talking about the offer ups.
It can.
It absolutely can, but it can also help because if you're doing something that is just, if you're not doing an offer up, then if you have a slower internet, then you're not going to get it. And the person that has a faster internet will get it. So what we're trying to do with the countdown is kind of level the playing field as far as the lag goes. But as far as the item itself, it's all going to depend on what we have to get out of it. That's what we're going to start it at. So I'm going to start something at a price that I feel comfortable selling it for, because I mean there are certain things that, I mean, believe I do pay up for some. I paid $24 for something today. I do pay up for things every once in a while. I mean, we're trying to be fair to everybody, but at the end of the day, it's a slippery slope. It really is, and it's something that. Honestly, it's a struggle because we're trying to be fair to everybody, but we can't possibly be fair to everybody at the same time.
Well, that's the thing. If you have slow internet, you're going to lose. Irregardless of how deep your pockets are, you're going to lose. You're always going to lose to the people with the faster internet. And that could be just simply due to your geographic location. Maybe you're living in the country. Maybe just somebody else is living in a metropolitan area, so they inherently are going to have faster internet. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with, you know, you could have deep pockets, but you just are living in an area that has slow internet because that's just the name of the game. So you're always going to lose. The idea and the concept between the offer ups and the timed offer ups is so that way at least you have an opportunity. And for me as a buyer, there was nothing more frustrating than constantly thinking you were first, having to exit the chat, then go back in the chat and see, oh no, I was like the 12th person. Awesome. And to do that over and over and over again, it's frustrating. So at least if I have an opportunity to bid, I would rather at least know that I was at least in the game than just completely out of the game.
Janet, you will love Instagram. It isn't hard. I promise it isn't hard. Just go on Instagram and just type in stuff. It's free. And then just play around with it.
Yeah.
I like it so much better than I'm not even ever on Facebook anymore. Do you guys get on Facebook?
Oh, barely.
We just link our YouTube videos to the Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love TikTok. That's something that I've just started playing around with, but it's fun. But it's a time waster. That's the only bad thing about it, because you get sucked into looking at all the TikToks and everybody else. But there is a lot of there's a lot of reselling content on TikTok. There really is, and it's fun to look at. It's fun to look. All right, am I missing anything else, guys? Anything else you want to comment on?
I was just going to say that a really good way to get some of the things that you want, aside from these frustrations with some of the live sale aspects, is you can just email when you see things that we get in the videos. Mm-hmm. And it's a great way to do it without the pressure or the, budget constraints or whatever. That's another fun way to shop.
Yeah, so that's something that we offer in our videos. If we're doing a haul or if you see us pick up something in one of our videos, definitely email us. We love that. We love the feedback, and we love to sell to you that way.
And it's just
Same.
Yeah.
the whole community aspect of it is fun. There's nothing any more fun, I think, than having inside jokes. You can see them all day long in the chats, and people feel a part of the community that way. They can contribute that way. I mean, participate that way with their jokes and their, alluding to the last week's video or any of that kind of stuff. And so the sales are fun for that, and it's fun for the live experience. And then you can just add to that by, shopping by emailing us.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend you, if you do have a YouTube channel, I highly recommend that you do allow that option. I mean, I do it all the time, but like I said, I got to keep this is my notebook. If you message me, this is where I keep track of. These are these are the amounts of things that I sell from. These are all haul videos. I sell all of these things are things that I have sold during haul videos. So if you're not offering that, then, oh my gosh, David, you're right here. What are you doing? I should be paying you for being on here. But thank you. But
He loves the sticker.
I know, but still. But you need to keep track of it. You have to keep track of it because if you have to have a system in order to do that, because you'll forget. So you have to at least have somewhere that you're putting that down. But it is important. Now, there are some things that I do save for a live sale, and there's a couple different reasons for that. I mean, sometimes it looks good in the thumbnail for your live sale. You want to draw people in. You want them to see the things that you have. And if you have art glass, that's going to bring in certain people. If you've got kitschy things, that's going to bring in certain people. If you have anthropomorphic things, that's going to bring in certain people. So there are certain things that I know that I have a market for, that I know more than one person is going to want it. But then there are plenty of times that I have just said, I sell things outright. So if you ever see anything in a video, send me an email and I'll let you know if it's available. And Mary Beth and Laura do that too. Michael, I don't know if are you gonna?
No.
Yeah. See, the thing of it is Michael doesn't have a lot of turnaround. He's going out shopping for things that he is selling that week. So if he doesn't have the inventory that we do, basically.
I don't know. I don't sit on items. I buy for a week, maybe a week and a half in advance. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Jamie said she's doing it too. She's starting to say, email me to purchase things. Yep. And that's a way too that you can avoid eBay. You can avoid, I don't want to say it too loud. They might, make me get struck by lightning. I don't want to go.
They're going to deactivate all your listings. Is what they're
well,
do.
I mean, I only have like 140 things. And honestly, they're mainly all Christmas ornaments. So if you go to my eBay store, my mom, when she moved, gave me like 5 tubs of Hallmark Christmas ornaments. So they're on there. Anyway.
I look out for Christopher Radko.
Yeah, you know what though? Yeah, the Christopher Radko and Jim Shore things usually do a lot better on eBay than they would normally. So okay. So we're getting to the 9 o'clock, or no, the 10 o'clock hour, because my time is wrong on my computer still. But this was a very open and honest vintage reseller squad. And I think it's good for us as much as it's good for you, because it's good for us to get your feedback. And it does help us not be so much in our heads. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm constantly thinking, oh, well, people won't like this and people won't like that. And it helps us see that we're okay. We're not trying to rip people off. It isn't about that. We're just doing our jobs. We're doing the best that we can. But you have to look at it through all aspects. The amount of time that it's taking for us to go shopping, the amount of gas. I saw someone that had mentioned that, the amount of gas it's taking for us to go drive. I mean, that's expensive now. And, the time that it takes to ship the thing. So there's a lot more to it than just holding something pretty up and selling it. So
it is time and effort. It is.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone needs to try to be like Ruth Ann.
Do your best. we're all just doing our best. Ruth Ann is trying to do her best. That's all you can do.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that's it. And that's true. Just do your best, be your best, and be kind, and be nice, and be helpful, and be generous, and that's all you can do.
Yep.
Ruth Ann does
Don't
rock.
be a jerk.
You know what? Someone needs to have merch that says that. Don't be a jerk. I think Ruth Ann needs to come out with some merch.
Get
Hey,
it,
and
Ruth
when are we
Ann.
going to get, what was Ruth Ann's partner's name? I can't remember in the decoupage night.
Dirty Fern.
Dirty Fern.
And now we have the Burrito Bandit as well.
Oh, the Burrito Bandit. Yeah, the Burrito Bandit. Watch your mufflers, people.
Is that how it's Jamie?
Yeah. Be a good person. That's right, Teresa.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, guys, thank you so much. This is always so much fun, and it's a really wealth of information. If you are not subscribed to Toledo Antiques, go right now and subscribe to them. Follow them on Instagram. They also have live sales on both Instagram and YouTube. So we're getting them to that 1,000. How many do you have now? Has this helped you at all?
863. So
Yes.
looks like we're up by 63. So that's pretty good.
Yay! So let's
147 to go.
Thank you.
Yay! And they've got a lot of great content. And they're really, and we're going to go to Toledo, and we're all going to get all the stuff. But see, the thing of it is, if David and I would go shopping together, like he'd be buying all the like $500 lamps, and I'm over here buying the $4 prickly sitting on a rock,
And they're both great. And they're both great.
I'm pretty sure I bought some for $1 the other day.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, hey.
Look at you. I'm so proud.
There is a lot of good items that are cheap here.
I bought this.
Oh, Randy, look, he's got a deer.
Wow.
No, I got 2 deer.
Nice.
Oh, Randy, he's got 2 deers. Look, there's one for Randy and one for oh my gosh, my brain's going.
I thought they were cool. I bought them off one of my neighbors, so I'll tell them to watch the show now because their item is in the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Everybody's a new subscriber.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's going to sell them for $500 probably. They're probably like Waterford Crystal or something. Tiffany
That's the
deer.
starting bid. That's the starting bid.
So we are basically 137 away from 1,000.
And this was all Allie's idea. I was like selling stuff on eBay. She's like, how about YouTube and Instagram?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'll be honest. I was watching Misty for over 5 years.
Oh, really? So you've seen those bad videos. Coal black hair.
Allie was also watching Jocelyn like
Yeah.
way back in the day.
Yeah.
And then she's like, hey, check out the Antique Nomad.
Gosh.
And then we fall in love with George.
I
I probably will yell if I see him, like,
Oh, well, we all did. We all did. He's wonderful. And I like, if you ever have the chance, the opportunity to ever go shopping with George, oh my gosh, that is a thrill in and of itself, because he's just so lovely. I mean, he's lovely. There isn't any, he's lovely. Like if you looked up his picture in the dictionary, lovely would be right next to his name. Lovely.
Little hearts.
With little hearts all around it, and like music plays in the background, and he's lovely. So, and also, if you're not subscribed to Mary Beth and Laura Fatbird Finds, make sure that you go do that right now. They have fun Friday nights, flipping and sipping. It's just fun. They sell 5 things, and that's wonderful and good, but it's just a good time. It's a good time. It's a real good time. Hashtag for Laura. We're not gonna say it. We're just gonna do the hashtag.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, so you're not saying it out loud. You're just doing the symbols. Also, make sure that you're subscribed to Michael's channel, The Cult of Vintage, the.cult.of.vintage, here on YouTube and on Instagram. And Tuesday, Michael, Michelle, Comfy Cozy Living, and I will be having our Threes company sale. So if you want to know what the Just In Case is all about, then come and watch.
Just in
If you want
case.
to hear me not know how to count, come and watch. Actually, it's on Michelle's channel this week, so Michelle's going to be counting this week.
Oh
so.
yeah, that's right. We'll be good then.
Yeah, it will be good. So anyway, and I'm having a sale Wednesday with Sarah from the Traveling Button, and we're bringing all the kitsch. All of the kitsch is
That will be
coming
really
from-
fun.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Sad that I'm not going to see that one.
I am
We
too.
won't tell anybody. Laura, put us on at the bank.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go like find something to do in an office somewhere.
Yes, right.
Mhm.
Yeah, go to the bathroom lots.
Yeah.
You got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
All the time. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. And don't forget to like this video. If you have a YouTube channel or an Instagram, put it down in the description after the video goes live. Please follow these lovely folks that are putting their channels in the comments. Go watch their content, subscribe to them, show them some love. And only 20 more subscribers are needed.
What?
Oh,
What?
You get a couple more in the last couple minutes?
Check.
There was a whole bunch of people saying that they were subscribing right there at the end.
20
It's
more
YouTube
for
delayed.
900.
Yeah, we're at 882, so we need 118 more. But
118 more
in
to
the,
1,000.
in the last 28 days, we're up 229. So
We are happy.
Awesome.
Hey.
Very happy. Thank
You're
you.
going to get there.
the harder you have to work for it, the more you appreciate it, is my theory.
Yeah, maybe
Mhm.
tomorrow morning you'll wake up and you'll be there.
Wow. That would make my day.
Hey, look, more people are subscribing.
That's more.
Yeah, and everyone's saying that Fat Bird Finds needs to sell more. But, they're work.
That's awesome.
We're working on that.
Yeah, hashtag. All right. Thank you guys so much. It's always so much fun. And we will see you tomorrow. I will be going, well, I don't know yet. I might be going live at 10 o'clock. Michael, we need to talk about this. I don't know how it's going to work. I
Mhm.
still don't know what I'm selling tomorrow. So I'm either going to go live at 10 o'clock so you guys can pick, or I might just go to the shelves during the sale and have you pick.
That's
That makes me
exciting.
nervous.
That's exciting.
Dun,
Yeah,
dun,
do that.
dun.
We'll see.
If you
I
guys,
probably- I don't know.
if
I
you
will-
see any Native American items in your areas, let me know.
Okay.
Tomahawks, axe heads, arrowheads.
You know what? I have a whole cabinet full in my dad's room because he collects them. So, but he doesn't want to sell them.
I've got competition. Huh?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't want to sell them. So, but he's found the majority of his arrowheads.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just love Native American items.
That's cool. They're cool. They're very cool. All right. Thank you guys so much. You guys are all lovely, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow's Tuesday. Gosh, I'm all messed up. Tomorrow's Tuesday. All right, guys. Thanks so much again. Bye.
Thanks.